Welcome back to Connecting Africa. I'm Eleni Jarkas. Now, in South Africa, the sugar industry is big business. It employs 85,000 people directly, accounting for more than 11% of workers in the agriculture sector. Indirectly, it employs an estimated 350,000 people, valuing the industry at just over $1 billion annually. But it has been facing difficult headwinds of late. As a result, it has set about diversifying its products with some surprising and exciting results. It's a centuries-old industry. From its humble beginnings in the mid-1800s, today sugarcane is South Africa's second most valuable field crop.
About 1 million households in this country depend on the economic activities of the industry.
But the 2018 introduction of a tax on sugar-sweetened drinks to reduce consumption and address health concerns greatly impacted the industry.
It's eroded 250,000 tons of sugar demand basically in 1 year. And those consequences we are still seeing today. We had huge job losses.
In 2020, the industry started looking at ways to find new sources of income for its farmers.
It was decided that we'd have a master plan to try and make sure that going forward, the industry becomes more sustainable. And one of those objectives was to look at diversification.
There are 150 odd products you can make from sugarcane. Some on a huge scale like bioethanol and others on a very small scale like aspirin. The question is, can you make these in a cost competitive way? And the newer question is, can they be made in a sustainable way?
The Sugar Milling Research Institute in Durban is determined to find answers to these questions.
We are currently developing technologies for sugar processing, but we also do research into the techno-economics of diversification. So that would be about making new products from sugarcane and sugarcane processing streams. South Africa currently exports anywhere between 0 and 50% of our sugar as export sugar. And that theoretically is available as a very high purity feedstock from which we can make other things.
At this distillery just outside of Durban, molasses, a thick syrup extracted from sugarcane, is annually turned into 55 million litres of a biofuel known as bioethanol. 33 million litres is exported to East Africa, where it is used in the manufacture of liquor, according to Edgar Bruggeman of Illovo Sugar Limited. The rest is sold to local personal care product producers and within the industrial and pharmaceutical sectors. Now, the South African sugar industry is exploring the idea of using sugar to make sustainable jet fuel for the aviation industry.
So the aviation fuel sector is a really interesting one. In order to green the industry, they really need to look at biofuel, and one of the processes that has been approved for sustainable aviation fuel is the ethanol to jet fuel process.
Industry leaders say exploring new markets within the sugarcane industry could become easier with the African Continental Free Trade Agreement.
It creates an opportunity for a well-developed industry like South Africa, once doors for free trade are open, to be able to explore those opportunities in terms of maybe moving our products, and also so that we can help the African continent to collectively contribute to a cleaner environment and the use of clean fuel.
The Africa Free Trade Agreement is trying to create incentives for the continent sugar producers to supply sugar into Africa, to export into regions that are sugar deficit countries like Kenya and Tanzania, rather than send it to the EU or send it through to Asia.
While they are working on diversifying their products, they're also focused on confronting climate change head-on to ensure the industry is set up to sustain a sweeter future.
25-30% of our industry production is exported, and certainly over a period of time that has been sold at below cost. We could do far more with that sugar if we converted it to a diversification opportunity. We could produce ethanol. It could be for industrial applications or fuel applications. Clearly, if we can divert that into an energy source that's renewable and sustainable rather than burning coal, it makes a lot of sense to support an industry that's going to be sustainable, renewable in the long term.